What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Just want to tell you a little story here. So, my interaction sometimes with people, and actually not my interaction, I didn't really interact at all. There was almost no way that I was going to have any interaction. Just kind of tired of the way people have behaved really over the last couple of years in many cases. But there is a little Italian place, and it's not a restaurant per se, it's like a walk up counter. It's almost like a Sbarro's, but in a strip mall. So, they don't have a restaurant room, like a dining room or anything. You just walk in and then there's countertop where you can order, and then they have the kitchen in the back. And this is kind of like a Sbarro's in terms of quality, speed, as well as price, and maybe a little cheaper than that. This is where you can go and get spaghetti meatballs for $7, or you can buy pizza by the slice, or you can order a Chicago style pizza, just kind of the standard fare. They don't have everything. They don't have like baked ziti. They don't have shrimp or arrabbiata or anything like that. They don't actually have tiramisu, which I feel like every Italian place does. But they have the standard fare, and then they also have some of the things that you might expect at kind of other places, like a Chicago-style hot dog or Italian beef. So it's a little bit like Portillo's light. But the thing that makes this attractive is, one, it's pretty quick. It's pretty easy to get in and out of there. And the prices are half the price of an actual Italian restaurant. But even some of the like lesser known Italian restaurants. There's one near my house where it is like $17, $18 for a nice pasta dish, which isn't cheap. For pasta, it's kind of a rip. But in terms of the same type of dish at this place, it's probably $8 or $9. And if it doesn't have the meatballs or the shrimp or the chicken in it or something like that, then like I said, you're looking at $6.99, $7.99. So it's a pretty good alternative for quick, easy, budget friendly, and pretty decent. It's not like you're going to eat their meat sauce and be like, oh, yeah, I gotta get me this recipe. So anyway, I go there, I've ordered some food, but I walk in and there's a lady in front of me, and she's talking to the girl at the register, and she's saying, well, I was told on the app that it would be ready at 4 o'clock. So I'm probably not acting as well as she is being animated, but she's pretty fired up about this. And so it's not just like a statement. It gets my attention enough that I look at my phone and it says 3:58. So she is there 2 minutes before the food said it was ready, which, all right. So if the food is not ready at 3:58, instead of when it said 4 o'clock, I'd give them a little grace. I'd wait till the 4 o'clock before I blew my top. And the girl asked someone in the back and said, you'll be ready in a few minutes. And then the lady said, well, if it's not ready in a few minutes, then you're going to deliver it to me for free because I'm not paying for delivery when I came all the way over here. Then, just like that, maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds after this whole thing was started, the lady from the back comes out with her bag full of food. So it is now 3:59 only, and the food is brought out, piping hot. I don't know what she orders, but a decent meal for two people. And then her attitude changes. Oh, fantastic. I just wasn't ready to tip, is what I was saying, if someone was going to deliver it to me, because I don't feel like I should have had to tip if someone was going to bring this to me later. I thought it might be like 15 or 20 minutes, and I just don't have that time. I've got to get back right now. So it's just so funny that, to me, for at least 60, 90 seconds that I see you interact, it's nothing but this condescension, this attitude of demanding like a certain level of service, especially when you're at a place that is basically the Greyhound of Italian food places. You are there because it's fast and cheap, not because it's savory, delectable, artisan, Italian-American fusion, or anything like that. You're there because of the kind of the lowbrow nature, the fact that things are served in little paper boats. So that just kind of kills me. And I just find it really infuriating when people, I don't know what the deal is, why people behave like that under the least stressful circumstances. It reminds me of a phrase that you learn the most about people in the way they behave under the least amount of stress in the least important situations. And I totally feel like that is true. In fact, a friend of mine, we knew someone else, and there was a situation where something was spelled right, but it didn't use the right font. And it went out on social media, and a person just lost her shite about it, accusing people of lying and saying that they had looked at stuff and saying that you didn't do your job and saying, hey, we looked at this, we approved it, it wasn't like this in the mock-ups, and then accusing people of lying to cover themselves. And of course, because when you're getting accused of stuff like this, you have to go back and you find the emails and you're like, look, here, the font was right in the email that we approved. And yep, you did, oh yeah, it looks like the production house is the one that screwed it up. But it's just something like that. It's totally inconsequential. No one ever noticed. No one on social media ever commented that the font was similar, but not exact, right? It just didn't matter at all. And yet a small failure like that shows people's true colors in a big, big way. And so I see someone like this making a big deal out of a nothing burger. How do they react under dire circumstances, under crises, under lockdowns? I can only imagine. So that was my little rant for today. Just got done with a little spaghetti meatballs myself, but started off with an eye roll and a sigh and a little bit of a depressed outlook for the future of humanity. So people, be good to one another, and especially when you're getting cheap Italian food, let's not think so much of ourselves sometimes. That's it. That's my rant for the day. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper.